Live, local, late breaking. This is Newswatch 12 Breaking News.
We begin with breaking news in our newsroom this morning. The Associated Press has reported that Portland Trail Blazers head coach Chauncey Billups has been arrested in connection with a federal investigation into sports betting. Thank you for joining us for Newswatch 12 this morning. I'm Carlos Murrieta. Miami Heat guard Terry Rozier was also arrested, and this is a developing story, and we'll have more when more details come out. But let's go ahead and check in with Storm Tracker 12 Chief Meteorologist Matt Hoffman for a look at your Thursday.
Another pretty chilly start this morning. A mix of sun and clouds today. Will be milder by the time the kids come home from school. In the Rogue Valley, temperatures making up to around 70 degrees or so this afternoon. Here's a look at your high temperatures on this Thursday. Up to 72 in Medford, 73 in Grants Pass. We'll get up to about 65 degrees in Klamath Falls and 70 in Wairika. For the next few days, big changes. Definitely a great day for outdoor plans today, but we will see rain pushing in as we go through the afternoon on Friday in the Rogue Valley, and much cooler and more rain likely for your Saturday. Highs only in the 50s in the Rogue Valley. So what about the timing on Friday when it comes to rain? Well, it looks like by about midday through the late morning, we'll see rain moving in along the coast. As we go through the afternoon, precipitation spreads inland into Jackson, Josephine, and central and western Siskiyou County. And then eventually precipitation makes its way to the east side as we head into Friday evening. This system, just the first of a series that'll impact us through the weekend. We're going to see some colder temperatures as well as even higher elevation snow. The snow levels will be lowering as we go through the weekend. So planning those weekend activities, maybe trying to head to the corn maze or a pumpkin patch, not looking the best, as those highs will only be in the 50s, and we'll see more periods of rain through the weekend. A full weekend forecast is coming up in just a bit. Carlos?
Thank you, Matt. A key decision today could determine whether a proposed homeless shelter in Grants Pass actually becomes a reality. The Josephine County Board of Commissioners is set to discuss their property at 1798 Southeast End Street during today's morning meeting. Now, that discussion comes as Pathways to Stability continues negotiations for a $1.2 million city grant to build a new homeless shelter, even though the group hasn't secured a location yet. The proposal has drawn pushback from some city leaders and community members after Pathways outscored two other groups that did have sites lined up.
What if the county at the WBS meeting on Thursday says, actually, no, we're not going to do that? Then does Pathways have until November 5th to find a different site, I guess? Or will the council vote to give them more time to just kick it down the road further?
The Board of Commissioners discussion is key for Pathways to Stability as they work to secure a location before the November 14th grant deadline outlined in Section 9G of the city's proposal. We will be following that discussion this morning.
I've come to the Senate floor tonight to ring the alarm bells. We're in the most perilous moment, the biggest threat to our republic since the Civil War. President Trump is shredding our Constitution.
For more than 22 hours on the Senate floor, Oregon U.S. Senator Jeff Merkley wrapped up his marathon of a speech which criticized President Donald Trump and his administration. He highlighted issues such as attacks on the press, the National Guard in Portland, and access to health care. Merkley also spoke on a chapter from the book How Democracies Die, which addressed Trump's first year in office, calling it an authoritarian report card. Merkley did yield for lengthy questions from other Democratic senators, but several Republican senators have criticized Merkley for the speech.
I think it's purely performance art. He's trying to put on a show for his base back home, his political base. It means nothing in terms of the functioning of the Senate or trying to work out some of the problems that we have or reopening the government.
Others have criticized Merkley for holding the Senate floor open all night, keeping floor staff, security, and other workers who are currently unpaid to work overtime hours. Now we've reached out to the office of Senator Merkley for more details, and we're still waiting for a response. But shifting gears, tomorrow is set to be the first time some federal workers miss a paycheck. Due to the government shutdown, some lawmakers are trying to help. The Senate could vote this week on a bill to pay essential federal employees, and they're not on furlough and instead are working without paychecks. It's unclear if the bill from GOP Senator Ron Johnson has enough support to pass. At least one Republican argues it could reduce the pressure to reopen the government. Some Senate Democrats want to pay all federal workers, not just those the Trump administration deems essential. Meanwhile, many workers are struggling to make ends meet and are turning to food banks for help. And California Governor Gavin Newsom will deploy the California National Guard to help support food banks. This comes amid food benefits delays during the federal government shutdown. The government's office made it clear that the National Guard will not be acting as law enforcement. And on to the continuing coverage. We're continuing to follow the Medford School Board, but we're taking a live look out at South Medford from the Compass Hotel. And that school board is one step closer to choosing a firm that will help find the district's next superintendent. Now, this is something we've been closely following since the resignation of former superintendent Dr. Brett Champion and the naming of interim superintendent Jeannie Grazioli. At yesterday's meeting, board members reviewed proposals from several firms interested in leading the superintendent search. The board compared cost, services, and experience before narrowing down.
You really need to make sure you're getting good fit and one that you think can get the result for you. I think they're all in an acceptable range.
Each will be interviewed tomorrow afternoon, with board members dividing up reference checks ahead of a final decision expected next week. And Klamath's only hot dog stand is dealing with some health issues. Owner Nick Greco says he was the first hot dog stand in Klamath Falls and is the only spot in town that specializes in hot dogs and sausages. Nick has 2 locations and is only a 3-man band, but has been short-staffed as his employee Travis recovers from open heart surgery. Travis, a father of 3, was diagnosed with pneumonia after not feeling well for weeks. He was rushed to Portland for open heart surgery.
I was shocked. I was nervous. I was scared. Any surgery's bad, but when they're messing with your ticker, nobody wants that. You don't know if when they put you out if you're going to wake up. Yeah, people miss them. When I work for them, it's like, oh, what are you doing here?
Travis is on his way to recovery and is expected to be fully healthy in a month and a half. But Newswatch 12's Danny Stepanovich will have more details and the full story of the dog father right here tomorrow on Newswatch 12 this morning. And a new affordable housing for seniors has been completed, all within 9 months. Oro Vista Village is the newest senior housing project for nonprofit organization Age Plus, who set the mark to make this possible. The 26-unit housing project is in high demand within less than 1 week after opening. The project only took 9 months to be completed due to modular construction. All utilities are included in the month's rent besides electricity, all costing under $800.
Knowing that it's affordable housing is really important. We're all so incredibly grateful that talent was willing and able and stepped up to provide a place that we could call home.
Many residents are thrilled with new affordable housing projects. Oregon Representative Pam Marsh says these projects are crucial for the senior community. And moving on to the School Watch, schools across our region are making a difference, taking painting beyond the canvas and bringing hope to students through donations. Now, since founding the One Sweet World Scholarship Fund in 2013, Grants Pass art teacher Joshua Morton has utilized his artistic talent to donate over $40,000 to assist seniors who took his art class to pursue further education in any field.
Education is important. I know that it's expensive, and I also know that sometimes it can be a barrier for people where they're like, man, I have a dream, I want to do something, but I just don't have the money. I would love it if I could get it to where it was almost a full ride somewhere. And the goal is that by the time I leave, that they can just keep each year giving out a full ride for art to a Grants Pass high school student. I think that'd be really cool.
Morton plans for this year's portraits to be the perfect Christmas gift, as will be completed in December, and for his long-term goal for the scholarship fund, turning art into dreams. And Crater High School is helping kids and families in need through a service called Threads of Hope. The program offers essential items like food, clothing, and school supplies to help students who may not have everything they need at home. When staff noticed that some students required extra food and clothing, they created a system where staff, family, and friends can anonymously refer students for support.
Have more students who are in need. Sometimes it's just in need of nice shirts and slacks and shoes for graduation. Sometimes it's homecoming. Sometimes they need clothes. They really come to us for anything that they might need, which is nice because of that kind of brings in that campus community that we have.
Food and clothing they receive come from donations right to the school, and they hope to start offering more fresh food items for students and their families. For more information on the program and donations needed, you can visit our website. And 3 years ago, Jefferson Elementary began a dream to create a kindness path that would celebrate compassion, community, and connection. That dream finally came true. With the help from community donors, hard work from staff members, and the helping hands of students, the kindness path is officially finished. The school says the path is more than just a walkway. It's a symbol of how kindness grows when we all work together.